Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. You already know what the title says. You are not crazy, okay? This is what he felt but couldn't say. But before we get into it, I'd like you to take a moment here and meditate on the three cards and pick the one that calmly draws you the most. This is card 1 with the teal blue glass crystal, card 2, yellow glass crystal, card 3, tangerine glass crystal. And let's get straight into your reading. Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome to your Reading Clarity family. You already know what the title says, honey. This is what he felt but couldn't say. And you're not crazy, right? So let's get straight into it. Y'all know how we do it over here. No sugarcoat, baby. This is sugar-free, all right? Just facts, feelings, and spirit. So let's jump into it. Card 1, your energy drew you here to the teal blue glass crystal and the wisdom card, okay? And it says, wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Girl, I'm just telling you right now, listen, this man knew you could read him like a book. And I'm talking hardcover, no bookmark, no escape. You didn't just see his smile, you saw his shadows, his confusion, his real self. And listen, that did something to him because deep down, he felt this soul connection, but he didn't know how to say that, okay? And didn't know how to own that either. So this wasn't in his script, right? So this is the thing. He's used to like surface level stuff, light flirtation, ego games, and stuff like that. But with you, he felt seen, he felt known, and that scared him more than he will ever admit. But guess what? You're not crazy. Not crazy for feeling what you felt, because that energy between y'all, that was real. And he just didn't have the words or the courage to say, what was in his heart. He didn't have the courage to say what his heart was screaming. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull your next card because, I want to see where his energy is moving now and what emotions he's still holding on to. And stay with me until the end, sis, because we're going to summarize exactly what he felt and why he couldn't bring himself to speak on it. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so give me 1 second here. Let's see. Let's shuffle a couple of more times. I'm like, let's do a shuffle. All right, so this is the card. The heart. All right, got the heart came out. Let's see your next card. What is the energy spirit as it does relate? A trine. So this is an aspect between planets in an astrological birth chart. A trine, Trine, which represents like flow, you know what I'm saying? Harmonious energy. It represents also gifts and support, benefit. So he enjoyed you, honey. He saw you as a benefit in his life. But what we're going to start here with the heart energy. Now, this is real, right? This is real. So, whether he said it or not, you touched him in a place most people never get close to, okay? So he just didn't like you. He felt you. He felt you on a soul level, on a real level. You activated something in him that was buried deep. And honestly, that scared him, but it also cracked him open. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into your next card here. Because Spirit's talking. And so with the trine coming through, if you know astrology, if you know astrology, then you already know that a trine is flow, ease, harmony. And this isn't that we just click type of energy. It's that natural vibe where, you don't have to force anything. He felt supported by you, seen, blessed. Okay? Blessed even. It's like, damn, this woman is a whole gift wrapped in divine timing. He saw a benefit, period. Not a burden, not a test, a blessing. But just because something feels good don't mean somebody's ready to receive it. And that is where it starts to get real. That's where it starts to get real. So I am going to go ahead and pull your next card. All right, so let's get it going. One second here. All right, so we're going to pull your next card now because I want to see what's going on beneath the surface of all of this flow. Like, what was the block? What's the part he couldn't put into words? So let's see what Spirit reveals next. It's simple, really. How do I feel? I want you. Us, forever. Whoa. You see that? All right, it's simple. And did we just say this is crazy. And then there's hearts on the card. This is a synchronicity, guys. This one hit different because the message says, it's simple, really. How do I feel? I want us forever. Girl, say it louder for the overthinkers in the back. Okay, he wanted this. He really did. But that simplicity, that depth, that forever talk, it was too honest for the mask that he was wearing. Okay, too honest for the mask he was wearing. So this man couldn't process the simplicity of love because in his world, it's always been complicated, conditional, performative. Complicated, conditional, and performative. But with you, it was just real, pure, easy. And sometimes simple love is the hardest kind to accept, okay? Especially when someone's been conditioned to chase chaos. So yes, he felt all of it. Every last drop of your love, he felt it. That, you and me forever type of energy. It wasn't just your imagination. That was his soul whispering what his mouth couldn't say. But let's keep going. I'm about to pull your next card because we need to see what Spirit says about his current emotional space, right? Is he still feeling this, or did he bury it deep again? So stay with me because, baby, you're going to want to hear the rest, all right? So let's see what's coming through. All right, what is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what we got. Look at that, 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands, W-A-N-D. And sometimes I spell stuff, guys, just so you can have clarification of what I am saying. And also, I want to encourage you to take a screenshot of your message anytime you want to, do that so that you can go back and kind of like look at the cards and really relate to the message. And if it resonates, it resonates, you know what I'm saying? But baby, boom, look at that. 3 of Wands. Okay, so just so we're clear, this is fire energy. This ain't passive. This is passion, intention, and planning. This card is about looking ahead, seeing possibilities, envisioning the next move. And what does that tell me? He's still holding space for you in his future, whether he's saying it or not. So this man hasn't let go emotionally. He's just watching from a distance, plotting even, and really trying to figure out how, if he could come correct, right? Because trust, he knows what y'all had was bigger than a fling. It was bigger than a fling, but listen closely. Just because someone sees you in their future doesn't mean that they know how to step up in the present. And that's the tension he is sitting in right now. So yeah, he's still feeling it and still drawn to you, but is he ready to act on it? Or is he just standing at the edge of a cliff staring? Is he just standing at the edge of a cliff staring? Like, what's really going on? All right, well, we're about to find out. Let me go ahead and pull your next card, because we need to know what's holding him back now. Like, what fear, what block, what inner dialogue is keeping him from just saying what's real. We're getting closer, sis. Stay with me, and make sure you stay with me until the end of your reading, because I'm going to summarize the total energy. So let's pull your next card. All right. What is the energy as it does relate? Now you got 2 more cards to go. This one and one more. All right, so stay with me, because I got a feeling Spirit's about to drop the mic on us. Right? Look at that. Mentor. Mentor. Passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. That's you, boo. But guess what? He got some shadow mentor energy. And I'm going to tell you, when I tell you, I have to tell it like it is. And I know you have seen this within this man, that shadow mentor, which has the inability to actually allow the student to move on to the role of master, and just, giving out false instruction, basically telling the student the wrong damn thing, sending them in the wrong direction. So, girl. Let me just say this. Now listen, on the surface, this card it's all about passing on wisdom and finding a student, pouring into somebody's growth. It's what it's about. And like I said, I see this in you, boo, right? But let's be real. You were the one in his life dropping jewels, showing him what love could really look like, and trying to help him grow the heck up emotionally. But, and here's where we shift. He is sitting in some serious shadow mentor energy. Let me break it down real quick. The shadow mentor, that's the one who pretends to guide. But really, he's out here giving folks broken compasses, right? And calling it direction. Telling you one thing while secretly fearing that you will surpass him. And I know you've seen this in him. That low-key sabotage. That energy of, yeah, I want you to grow, but not past me. Honey, he couldn't handle the fact that you were rising, that you were becoming your own master. All right? So what does he do? He misguides, he deflects, he confuses. And baby, that ain't wisdom. That's ego in disguise. So yeah, he felt love. He did. But this is the thing. It's crazy. But that is he felt love, but that fear of being less than in your eyes, of losing control, that's what had him twisted. That's the inner dialogue he's been fighting. And girl, I feel it. The Spirit is about to drop the mic on us with this last card, okay? So stay with me. One more card to go. So let's go ahead and pull it, right? Pull it and close it, right? All the way out. So let's see what the next card is. I got a feeling this is going to tie this all the way together. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. You know what? We're going to do this like this. Okay. 1 second while I position your cards. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through, Spirit? You got love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. All right, I'm going to tell you exactly what is coming through on this, okay? And I'm not going to hold it back, okay? Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. All right, so, baby, with this love call energy, it's like the card says, someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This man, he is still emotionally connected, okay? So he's been thinking about you, replaying convos, and low-key wishing he could reach out. He wants to call, text, slide through the DMs, something, okay? Because now he is feeling that void. And your silence, honey, it's loud as heck. Okay. But here's the kicker. It's not just about missing you. It's about realizing the depth of what he messed with. Okay. What he messed with you. He's starting to understand that you were not just a vibe. You were a damn frequency. And that kind of connection, it don't just show up twice. So yes, he's thinking of you. And yes, Spirit says he may even reach out. But whether he does it or not, you needed this confirmation. You're not crazy. You felt his energy because it was real. And he didn't just, have the emotional vocabulary to say it back then. But guess what? He is learning slowly, quietly, and your name still echoing in his soul. Yes, it is. We just have to pause for a second and just think about that. That's deep. But let's go home. Let's go ahead and bring it home, sis. You were never crazy. You were intuitive. You were tapped in. You were feeling what he couldn't say, but desperately wanted to. So from the jump, you saw through his mask. He felt exposed, seen, and loved in a way that both healed and scared him. That's a rare kind of intimacy, and he didn't know how to hold it. Honey, okay, so he recognized your wisdom, your emotional depth, your magic. But instead of rising with you, he slipped into shadow. He slipped into shadow, really trying to control what he didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, feeding you half truths, holding back the fullness of what he really felt. And it's not because he didn't care, but because he didn't trust himself to be enough. And still that energy between you two, it never left. It's still here. He's thinking of you. missing you, wishing he could say what he couldn't back then. And that love call card, the love call card, this was Spirit's way of saying, yes, he feels it. Yes, he may reach out. But even if he doesn't, you were the real one. You were the real one. And in his silence, that's about his fear. His silence is about his fear, not your worth. So, honey, hold your head high, Queen. You didn't imagine the connection. You embodied it. And now that you know the truth, you get to choose what's next. From power, from clarity, from self-love. Mic dropped. I hope this reading resonates and inspires you. And if it does, drop a comment below. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hi, Clarity fam. Welcome to your reading. You already know what it is. You are not crazy. And this is what he felt but couldn't say. So let's get straight into it because Spirit don't waste no time and neither do we. Card 2, your energy pulled you straight into the yellow glass crystal and the intuition card. All right. So let me tell you something. This ain't a cute little coincidence. This is divine alignment. All right. It's divine alignment. And that yellow glass crystal, that is the solar plexus energy, inner power, clarity, knowing your worth. And this card here, right? It is Spirit saying loud and clear, girl, you knew the whole damn time. Right? You knew the whole damn time. So before he went quiet, before the mixed signals, before the emotional back and forth, you felt it all. Before your intuition, right? Before, you know, you didn't trust your intuition. Because, listen, you started to though. You started to because your intuition don't miss ever, right? You were tuned into his soul like a playlist. And even when he was playing dumb, your spirit was clocking every move. And deep down, he knew you knew. And that scared him. Because being with someone who can see through your mask is either healing or hella uncomfortable. And he wasn't ready for that level of truth. He wasn't. So if you have been questioning yourself, stop right now. Because your intuition was never the problem. His fear of being seen was. But baby, we're not done yet. Because we are going to pull your next card. Because, you know, I want you to know exactly how he's viewing you right now in his present energy when he thinks of you and what does he see. So stay with me because the next card is going to spill the tea. So let's get into it. You got the vow. And I didn't say vowel, I said vow, V-O-W. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull another card with the vow. Because I feel something. I feel a huge message coming into for you. Here we go. Virgo. And that's interesting. Both cards start with the letter V. Very interesting here. All right. Listen up. Buckle your seatbelt, honey. So what we're doing is we're looking into how he's viewing you right now, his present energy, what he thinks when your name crosses his mind. So stay with me, sis. This one is about to spill the tea for real, okay? And no, Listen, I mean, spill the whole tea, the whole damn cup of tea. This man sees you as someone sacred, someone unforgettable, whether he acts like it or not. Okay. He felt spiritually tethered to you. It's like the moment y'all locked eyes or like connected deeper, his soul whispered, "It's her." His soul whispered, "It's her." But here's the thing. A vow is deep. And deep ain't easy when you're shallow inside. Okay? That kind of connection shakes a man who's never been held accountable by love before. And because I felt something heavy come through, I had to pull one more card. And what came out? Virgo. Yep, another V. So Spirit's being real loud right now. Now let's talk about Virgo energy, okay? Virgo is sacred, detailed, healing, earthy, intentional. This tells me that when he thinks of you, he doesn't just see a moment. He sees someone who could have grounded his whole damn life. All right? Because you were the reset, the refinement, the woman who made him think about what kind of man he really is and what kind he wants to be. So yeah, he saw you as wifey, as forever, as, this is bigger than us. Even if his actions didn't match, right? Even if his actions didn't match, his energy always did. Okay? So let's keep going because Spirit is not done. And I'm about to pull your next card and we're going to look at what emotions still live in his body when he hears your name. Okay? Does it bring him peace, guilt, desire, a storm? We're going to find out. So let's see what it is. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Lost. I feel lost without you. That's deep. That is deep. All right. Listen. So, all right. We see what came through. I feel lost without you. Sis, I need to just breathe for a second. Because this ain't light. This is not, that's not a surface level, I miss you. That's soul level disorientation. Soul level disorientation because you were his compass, his calm, his center. And without you, this man has been wondering. He's wondering. We're nowhere to go. Trying to fill your absence with distractions, ego, pride, maybe even other people. But none of it's you. You were the one who made him feel held without judgment and seen without performance. Now he's adrift. And it's not because you left chaos, but because you took peace with you when you left. And here is the part that he probably won't say out loud. He doesn't just miss you, he misses who he was becoming when he was with you. The version of him that he can't access it, right? He can't access it without your energy present. So yeah, your name still holds weight. It still hits his spirit. It still echoes in his bones. Okay? So, but we got, more pieces to the story. So let's go ahead and pull your next card. You actually have a few cards to go. But we're going to find out, like, what's the next move in his heart, even if he hasn't said a word, okay? And make sure you stay with me until the end of your reading, because I'm going to summarize his total energy. All right, so let's see what's coming through. What is the energy as it does relate? Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is crazy, right? Because, again, this is fire. All right, this is fire. This is Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries energy. But I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up about it, okay? And y'all already know. Y'all already know. Let me break this down real quick. This is the I want to be seen. I want to win. I want recognition card. Okay, so this man, he still wants your attention. He still wants the validation of being chosen by you. Not just anyone, you. And it's not just romantic, it's prideful too, because he wants to come out on top in your eyes, okay? He wants to show up like, look at me now. Look at me now. I got it together. I'm that dude you always saw in me. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about arrogance. This is about redemption. He wants to be worthy of being seen by you again, and to be seen the right way. Because deep down, he knows that you saw his potential before he did. And now he's trying to become what he once pretended to be. Woo! I feel the momentum building now. I feel it. So let's keep going, and I'm about to pull your next card, because what we are about to find out, what's blocking his next move, right? What's the hesitation? What has got this man paused, right? When his soul is screaming, go. Okay, so what's really going on? Let's see. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through spirit? What we got? Look at that, the beggar. Dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. Does this sound like him? Always trying to have people do things, always requesting something, but acting like he gonna do something. It's like that future faking energy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. This beggar energy didn't come through accidentally, right? Listen, this is the thing. This card says, dependent on others to the exclusion of effort. Now, and you tell me, doesn't that sound just like him? Always talking a good game, always acting like he's about to step up. But when it comes to move, when it comes time to move, crickets, excuses, half effort. Always got somebody doing something for him, while he's out here playing the victim or the one day king. Just one day it's gonna be like this, that one day king. Future faking, like it's his side hustle. This is a man who's been surviving on promises. Promises he makes to others, right? Promises he whispers to himself, but he never quite delivers on. So it is not that he doesn't want to love you right. He doesn't know how to work for it, okay? He's so used to people enabling him, picking up the slack, filling the gap, that, you know, when he met you, a woman who required emotional maturity and effort, he didn't have the tools. And instead of building those tools, what did he do? He played small. He stalled. He leaned back, right? Waiting for you to do the work. And baby, you are not a rehab center. You are not his emotional crutch. That beggar energy, that's not just a laziness. It's a spiritual stagnation. And he's been camped out there. He's been camped out there pretending he's on his way, when really he's just scared to move without a safety net. But let me be clear. You were not sent here to carry him. You were sent to mirror him. And now he's got to decide, is he going to rise or keep crawling? Let's go ahead and pull your next card, because I want to see what Spirit says about, his potential growth. Can he level up, or is he still addicted to the comfort of being carried? Stay with me, Queen. This story is not done. All right, so let's see what is coming through. And this is actually your final card. So after your final card, we will be summarizing his total energy. Keys on a ring. Many options, decisions, unconventional string-alongs, and one-night stands. So we see why he's not focused. Distractions. But he allows this. Don't feel sorry for him. He allows this stuff. Keys on a ring, huh? All right. Listen, this story, this is the thing. There it is. There it is. Now we see that he's not focused. Distractions, temptations, that chaotic buffet of shallow energy he keeps dipping into. And let's be clear, he's not a victim of this. He allows it. He feeds it. He chooses it. This ain't just life happening to him. This is self-sabotage on a loop. He's been stringing people along, playing the emotional gray zones, dabbling in things that don't require growth, vulnerability, or truth, because that's easier than leveling up, easier than choosing something real like you. And yeah, part of you might feel that pull, to feel bad for him, but don't, because this ain't about lack of love. It's about lack of courage. He knows better. He knows better, but he's just not choosing better. This man distracts himself so he doesn't have to face the silence. But deep down, that silence is where you still live. And nothing he entertains, and I mean nothing that he entertains, will replace that. So now let's go ahead and bring it all the way home. Let's bring it all the way home, honey, because, baby, like the title says, you're not crazy. This is what he felt but couldn't say. All right? Let's summarize this total energy, and I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up right now. I want to make sure you can see all your cards really good. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to put this one here. All right. Baby, you're not crazy, not even a little bit, okay? You were tapped in, tuned in. You felt what he couldn't, right? You felt what he couldn't feel. And also you felt what he couldn't say, because your spirit doesn't lie. His just couldn't catch up. He felt the deepness. He felt the connection. He saw you as someone rare, sacred, and powerful. The one who awakened a part of him no one else ever touched. But instead of rising into that love, he froze. Why? Because with you came responsibility, accountability, and growth. And baby, he wasn't ready to leave behind the comfort of his distractions, his chaos, his ego-driven cycles, right? His cycles also of like almost and maybes. He wasn't ready to give that stuff up. Yes, he thinks of you. Yes, he still feels lost without you. Yes, your name holds weight in his heart. But the truth, he's been too busy entertaining options that don't require effort because you required evolution. And I'm going to be honest with you. He wanted your light, but not the mirror that came with it. So now what? Now what? Now you stand in your power, knowing you were not too much. You were exactly enough. He just wasn't ready for the version of himself you activated. So don't carry his confusion. Don't hold space for what he wouldn't fight for. Let this reading be your release, your reminder, your confirmation, because again, say it with me. You're not crazy. This is what he felt but couldn't say. And now you know every word of it. And this does conclude your reading. I'm sending you lots of love and good energy. Hey, Clarity fam, welcome to your reading. And let's not play cute. Y'all already know the title. Listen, you're not crazy. This is what he felt but couldn't say. So let's get straight into it, because if you were drawn to this card, Spirit is about to reveal something your heart has always known, but maybe couldn't explain. Card 3, you chose the tangerine glass crystal and the trust card. So listen, let me tell you what this means, okay? The tangerine glass crystal, that's all sacral energy, like the sacral chakra, okay? It's passion, emotion, intimacy, and vulnerability paired with the trust card. This is deep, because this card isn't just about trusting him. It's about what happens when a man feels like he can't be trusted, even by himself. See, this man felt something real with you, something that bypassed logic. Okay, it bypassed logic, and it hit him straight in the gut. But when you have lived a life full of betrayal, games, and survival mode, real love feels dangerous. So he didn't trust the emotion because he didn't trust what it was awakening in him. You triggered growth. You cracked his walls. And that scared him more than any heartbreak ever could. Okay, so he saw you as safe, but he didn't feel safe within himself. So yeah, instead of leaning in, he questioned it, fumbled it, backed off. Let me be blunt. He didn't just fear losing you. He feared becoming the version of himself your love was calling forward. Because that takes work. That takes honesty. That takes trust in the process. And he wasn't ready to surrender to that. But you know what? Your soul still feels his energy, because you were never crazy. You were always reading the real him, not the version he performed for the world. All right. And now we're about to go even deeper. So let's go ahead and pull your next card, because I want to see what is in his soul, right? What is his soul still holding on to when it comes to you? What emotion has refused to die, no matter how much time has passed, okay? So stay close, babe, because the next card is about to reveal his unspoken truth. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate the prayer. Okay, we got the prayer card. Let's pull one more. And we got the planet Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty. Now, the planet Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. So, of course, those placements could be in the top placements of his birth chart or yours, but I'll explain that. Listen, baby, with the prayer and the planet Venus, let me just say this. And let me say this aloud, okay? This man prayed for someone like you. You were not just a crush. You were the answer. But when the prayer showed up in real life, he didn't know how to receive it. The prayer card is deep. It's not about words. It's about soul yearning, spirit whispering. That quiet part of him that was begging for healing, connection, softness, and then boom, there you were. You came into his life like a mirror and a blessing, and it shook him. Let's talk about Venus, the planet of love, beauty, sensuality, magnetism. She rules Taurus and Libra. So yeah, you can check both of your charts. It could be in the sun, moon, rising sign, the 7th house of relationships, or it can also be in the planet Venus, because that energy might be loud. It might be loud there. But beyond astrology, Venus is all about how we give and receive love. And when he shows up with, and when she shows up with the prayer, woo, he didn't just desire you, he adored you. He saw your beauty on a spiritual level. You activated parts of him he didn't know were still alive. But here's the twist. He loved the prayer, but didn't feel worthy of the blessing. And that's where the inner chaos began. He asked for someone real, someone soft, someone who could see him. And when she showed up, he couldn't hold it. Because to receive that kind of love, honey, he would have to believe he deserved it. And sis, he wasn't there yet. So yeah, that's what he felt. And, that's what he felt. That's what he couldn't say. And now his heart is still wrapped around the memory of what he once asked for and didn't know how to honor. So let's go ahead and pull your next card, because I want to see where, I want to see what Spirit says about you now, right? Not how he sees you, but how Spirit sees you after all of this. Because let's be real, you were the prayer too. But his message is going to come through strong as well. Best believe this man's message, what he won't say out loud, is coming through, period. What is the energy as it does relate? Emotional intimacy. Look, I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on. You see this? We just pausing for 1 second. Let me adjust your cards while we take this in. This right here, this is the root, the wound, the wall. It was never that he didn't feel deeply. It's that he didn't know how to function while feeling that deeply. You were the first person who made him want to try. But emotional intimacy, that means that being seen vulnerable and soft, okay, that's what that means. And for a man who's had to armor up just to survive. That's terrifying. So yeah, you brought out his truth. You brought out his truth and he didn't know how to hold it. Because being with you, it didn't just ask for love, right? You asked for growth. It asked for accountability. It asked for presence. And he wasn't ready to show up emotionally naked like that. He's emotionally, he will not ever, well, I'm not going to say ever, never say never. But being emotionally naked is something that he can't fathom. He'd rather be physically naked than be emotionally naked. Now, he wanted to, but wanting ain't the same as being ready. So he shut down, pulled back, and put that mask back on with pride, okay? He masked it with pride. Meanwhile, you were standing there open, real, and honest, and waiting for a man who was busy wrestling with himself. So no, you weren't asking for too much. No, you were not. You were asking for what he didn't know how to give. But just because he couldn't show it doesn't mean he didn't feel it. The fear of intimacy, it wasn't about you. It was about him still hiding from himself. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your next card because now that we know that he was afraid to be vulnerable, what is Spirit saying about what he's still holding on to when it comes to you? What is he still holding on to when it comes to you? And what hasn't left his heart, even if his pride won't let him speak it? Okay, so let's go, Queen, because we're almost at the core. The mediator. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So I'm definitely picking up the shadow attribute of the mediator energy. And it is what it is. And I'm just a messenger, honored to deliver the message. So, listen, girl, this man. All right. This is not the light side of the card, okay? This is someone who negotiates with an ulterior motive. Someone who says that they want peace, says they want connection, but underneath, there's a whole hidden agenda. And whether it's personal or professional, this energy is calculated. So what he's still holding on to isn't just the love, it's control. The need to stay in the middle, the safe zone, to keep you just close enough to feel the warmth, but never so close that he has to surrender his ego. He has been emotionally negotiating from behind a mask, saying one thing and doing another, pretending that he didn't care while watching you like a hawk, telling himself, if I act unbothered, I won't lose power. But baby, that's not power. That's fear. He is still holding on to the illusion of control because deep down, he's terrified that if he gives you full access to his heart, you'll see all the broken pieces that he has tried to hide. And I know it's frustrating. It's heavy. But like I said, I'm just the messenger, honored to deliver what Spirit already sensed. Okay? This is the truth behind the distance, the tug of war, the mixed signals. He still feels the connection, but he's been managing it from the shadows, okay? So instead of stepping forward in full truth, this is what he'd rather do. Now, we are almost at the end of your reading, but let's go ahead and pull. We're going to pull you have 2 more cards left. Okay, and we want to find out, like, what does Spirit want you to take away from all of this? What's the wisdom for your soul beyond what he did also or didn't say? And we'll find out that in the summary. But I want to really focus on why you clicked on this video and what you are here to find out. And that's what we're going to do. So let's gain more insight. What is the energy as it does relate, Spirit? What is coming through here? Three of Wands. And I just pause because this is deep AF. Of course, it's fire, right? It's Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries energy. But this is not a coincidence, okay? So we're focusing on what Spirit wants you to take away from this entire experience. But before we're gonna listen. Just let me say this. This is powerful because this card is about vision, expansion, and knowing that there's more for you beyond the shore. You have done the waiting. You've done the wondering, right? The holding space, the decoding silence. And now Spirit is showing you the bigger picture. There's more coming, more clarity, more alignment, more peace. This card is Spirit saying you were never stuck. You were being prepared. Prepared to move forward with wisdom. Prepared to stop chasing breadcrumbs. Prepared to stand in your own divine knowing. And yes, he is still watching, still feeling, still wondering what could have been. But you're standing at the edge of your next chapter. You're not waiting on his move. You're choosing you. And that, baby, that's the breakthrough. That is the breakthrough. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. You got your final card left. And it's going to tie it all together before we drop the final summary. Okay, so get ready because this last card is the crown of your clarity. We're going to find out what's going on with this dude and what you need to know. All right, so let's see. I want to put this here. Give me a second while I adjust your cards. All right, so, okay. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Keys on a ring. Many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, and one night stand. Okay. All right. Listen. Yeah, there it is. Spirit did not hold back. This man, he has been moving like a free agent in the game of distractions. Too many options, too many doors open, too little intention. He's been caught up in that what if life-chasing stimulation, right? Avoiding depth, avoiding deep emotions, and stringing people along to avoid choosing one path. And guess what? That's why your connection scared the heck out of him, because you weren't just another option. You were a reflection, a revelation, the real thing. And real requires choosing, committing, growing. And baby, this man ain't been living in the frequency of accountability. Nope. No, no, no. He he has been operating on autopilot and just really saying whatever keeps people near while giving them nothing, real to hold. So, what do you need to know? Don't shrink your value just because he couldn't match your depth. Because this man's energy might be scattered, but you are grounded. You're the sacred one, the wise one, the one who made him question everything he thought he was ready for. And that's why he's haunted. That's why your name still echoes. Because even with a million options, he hasn't found you again. Okay. Now, are you ready for the final summary? Because everything is about to click. Let's bring it all home, Queen. All right. Okay. You were never crazy. You were connected, tuned in to his spirit before he even understood what he was feeling. He felt the pull, the soul recognition. You were not just the woman, you were the prayer he forgot to ask for. Okay. And when you showed up, you activated truth in him that he wasn't ready to face. He didn't trust himself to hold something that real because emotional intimacy, vulnerability, being seen, that scared him. It scared him more than losing you. He wanted love, but without the growth. He wanted connection, but without accountability. He wanted you, but still wanted options. So instead of rising, he negotiated with ego, played it safe, held back, tried to keep one foot in your light while still dipping in distractions. But Spirit sees all, and so do you. He is still holding on to the connection, still thinking of you, still haunted by what he couldn't say, but deeply felt. But here's the truth. He didn't fumble you because you were too much. He fumbled you because you required more. You required presence, growth, realness. And he was still playing in the shadows and stringing along moments, choosing chaos over clarity. But now, honey, this reading wasn't just about him. It was about you. Your knowing, your power, your ability to feel the truth in silence. You are the one who brought light to the connection. You are the one who held space for authenticity. You are the one who knew, even when he wouldn't say it. So walk away from this reading with the confirmation that he felt you. He loved you. He wanted you, but he wasn't ready for the version of love you carried. And now you get to choose you, not from a place of lack, but from a place of power. So say it again with your chest, sis. You're not crazy. This is what he felt but couldn't say. And now you know. Move like the woman who was always right. This does conclude your reading. I hope this reading resonates with you and or inspire you. And if it does, drop a comment below. I am sending you lots of love and good energy.